Hello, beautiful people. It was a while ago since I made a video, so I felt like doing one today. And yeah, I feel so tired today. Like the full moon is hitting me hard. I've been laying and just like reflecting and doing some tapping and taking care of myself and processing everything that is coming up for me. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the inner critic, the critical voice inside of us, because it's like the greatest source of trying to run away from ourselves. Like it's the top layer of that, and beneath it are all the other layers and all the other things. So the inner critic is this voice inside of us that is criticizing us. And it's like the voices of the people that have criticized us, and we have internalized that to protect ourselves. So we took on all of that to, in a way, like saying this is acceptable and this is not. So we left behind what isn't, and now we criticize ourselves for it, so we don't have to hear that criticism from others. So we like hold ourselves back and we don't do the things that we want to do. And like if we have a very critical voice, it's kind of like hypnosis. Like it's hypnotizing you to feel all of this things about yourself and think these thoughts about yourself, that you're not good enough, that you're ugly, that you're fat, that you're a loser, that you're never gonna make it, that you're bad, and doing that will do that and that. And it's always telling you that you did something wrong. It's always criticizing you and judging you, and it's judging other people as well. Because when you judge others, you can see where you judge yourself. So this critical voice is one that we try to avoid a lot. It's this like so many of the addictions, so many of everything we do to run away from ourselves, like overeating, taking drugs, drinking, watching TV shows all the time, reading all the time, being on our phone all the time, doing stuff all the time. All of that comes very much from trying to run away from that voice, trying to run away from those feelings and the feelings and emotions that are underneath this voice. And we do that because it feels so painful and it feels so true. Everything that voice is saying feels so true to us, and we don't want to face it because then we will feel like we're worthless, not enough, ugly, and we don't want to feel that. We don't want to face that. We want to run away from it. But in doing so, running away, we are actually giving that voice power. We are actually making that voice true, because if we face it, if we stop and face it, if we allow ourselves to be with that voice, if we allow ourselves to feel the feelings and emotions and everything that is coming up, that voice doesn't have the same power anymore, because we are befriending it, and it becomes this beautiful kind of friend that shows us where we need healing, where we need love, where we need soothing and reassurance and validation. So it becomes like this, from being the enemy, it can become a very good friend, a friend that is showing us everything that we don't want to face. And I've been working with my critical voice like for a long time, and it still comes up very hard sometimes, like when there is patterns or emotions that I really don't want to feel or see, it can become even stronger. And loving yourself, like really loving yourself, is about embracing all of it: the shame, the inner critic, the pain, the days when you feel like shit, and the days when you like don't get anything done and you're just all over the place or you're ungrounded. Like loving yourself is all of that. and it includes that critical voice. And that critical voice, all it wants to do really is protect you. That's why it's there. It thinks, because of what it survived as a child, all the traumas and wounds, it thinks that it's doing you a favor and like keeping you away from getting hurt again in the same way that you were in the past. So it's actually, like, I heard this great quote recently that self-sabotage is misguided self-love, and the critical voice is also misguided self-love. So self-sabotage and the critical voice are like very hand in hand. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to get into allowing yourself to be with that critical voice, allowing yourself to be with that discomfort, and that even if you for a while believe that you're worthless, allow yourself to feel that you're worthless, because even if you feel that you're not, just allow those things to be, allow this voice to say what it needs to say, and be with it, listen to it, and feel what's beneath it, what's deeper, what's like hiding beneath that voice, what wound, what pain, what emotion, what belief, what is coming up, what is beneath that voice. It's like when you say the most unkind people need kindness the most, and that's like that's implies on us from the inside as well. And yeah, that critical voice, you gotta befriend it and feel love towards it and compassion, and know how to be with it and listen to it. My greatest tool for the critical voice have been tapping. Actually, I really love tapping, and it's become like one of my best friends and my daily routine to tap, because I love the way, if you don't know what tapping is, it's EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique. You tap on certain points on your body, and you give a voice to what's going on inside, and you're kind of like, you're spending time with it, you're allowing it to be, you're listening to it. And as you tap, you can, like, when you say some surface things like I'm scared maybe, you can feel everything going on in your body. So you're connecting to your body, you're connecting to your inner world, and you're giving it a voice, and you're spending time with yourself. So I really love tapping. It's become like my greatest friend right now. And it's great for the critical voice, because as you tap, you get like epiphanies on what's laying deeper, and you can be with it, and it creates this space inside of you to give love to all that is happening, and just allow it to be as you give it a voice. So with that said, I want to offer you tapping sessions. If you feel like you need some help with whatever, if it's the critical voice or anything, or any deeper emotions, any deeper patterns, and the emotions beneath those patterns. So I want to offer 10% off if you're a first-time customer for tapping sessions. And I will have that 10% off for like a month or even more, because I really want to introduce people to tapping and show how you can go deeper with it, and allow yourself to feel those deeper feelings. I'm getting emails right now, and I hope that you don't get that it doesn't disturb the voice, but it might. So yeah, where I want to introduce everyone who feels called to it, to tapping, and show you what it's all about and the beautiful effects that it can have, because it's not about getting rid of that voice. It's not about like trying to fix yourself, getting rid of it. Just allow it to be and give it a voice, give it outlet, give it expression, give it space. And tapping is a great way of doing just that, and moving into more positive thinking, and moving into more empowering and true thoughts and feelings about yourself. So it's kind of cleaning out everything that isn't true and giving space to love and compassion and understanding. So you're not getting rid of anything, but you're giving it space and you're giving it love. And in that way, it starts to transform. So I will link below, in the description below, my website. And if you want some tapping sessions, you just check that out. If you want to have a talk before and get to know me better and I get to know you better, you can always book a free connection call. And that free connection call will give us some time to get to know each other and talk about what it is that you want to go into. And just really allow yourself to be with everything and that voice. Even if you don't want any tapping, lay yourself down, be present with what's going on, and allow everything to come up, even if it is uncomfortable. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and big love to all.